gets out and away we go. Perez gets away better than Verstappen, who's moving across to cut him off. And bit by bit, they're inching towards turn one. Lance Stroll has to fend off Esteban Ocon as into the lead goes Sergio Perez through turn one. He's ahead of Max Verstappen, who's coming right back at him on the straight, and he's onto the grass already. Perez leads for Red Bull from Verstappen. Then comes Lando Norris. Behind him, Hulkenberg. Then there comes Carlos Sainz and Fernando Alonso. Down the inside goes Max Verstappen. He takes his teammate wide. Sergio Perez off the track. Hulkenberg's going to make up a place here, and off the track to Fernando Alonso. Verstappen rejoins the race. He's in the lead as they head down to turn four, but Perez is pressing him all the way. Now Perez tangled with George Russell here in the Grand Prix last year. He's taking his time now. That might have cost him because Hulkenberg is through into second place. What a start in Spielberg this is.
Amazing stuff by Hulkenberg, but it's not over yet. He's got pressure on the inside through turn 6.
As Lando Norris looks to try and pull alongside Charles Leclerc, but nothing doing. Out in front, the lead now, 11.3 seconds as Charles Leclerc goes off the track, and that does let Lando Norris through. Went way too wide at the final corner, and that's moved Lando Norris up into 9th place.
We believe that Russell is in the pit lane.
Yes, he is. George Russell's coming out, coming in for slick tyres. Remember in qualifying in Canada last year, George Russell was the first to go onto slick tyres there. Didn't pay off for him on that occasion. He's lost time, obviously, in the pit lane, but it might pay off this time as Charles Leclerc looking to make a move back on Lando Norris. Can't quite make it. Ted, down to you.
So George the first car in for slick tyres. I think we're going to see a few more. As you say, it is a 20-second pit loss, but you can do that if you pit now. Leave it too late, you won't be able to pick up all the places that you'd lost with time in the pits.
For instance, if Max Verstappen pitted now, he'd move and drop down into 6th place. But he's got a nice 11.5 second lead out in front, and that should preserve him even if his tyres start to go off, as DRS is now enabled. The track is dry enough for DRS.
For slow going on, but Williams got away with that. For now, Albon is still ahead of the Ferrari of Leclerc.
Yeah, and that could be absolutely crucial. Despite the fact that Albon was running in the points, they managed to make the decision to pit him. Charles Leclerc is ahead of Lewis Hamilton, but for how much longer? Because Hamilton's going wheel to wheel now with Charles Leclerc down towards turn 4, and Alex Albon is just ahead of the pair of them. That causes Charles Leclerc to brake a little bit earlier. Hamilton trying to squeeze by, and with better traction out of the corner, manages to do so.
That was very precise driving there from both drivers, but particularly from Lewis Hamilton.
You can't afford to pit because we're on lap 21 out of 24.
Yeah, they might just have to try and hang on to them. But yeah, the slick runners, as you rightly say, Crofty, are much faster in terms of lap time at the moment, but you are losing slightly on that first lap. And there goes Lewis with the excellent traction on those soft tyres, gets past the Williams and the Alfa Romeo. Double overtake.
It's buy one, get one free for Lewis Hamilton, but back comes Alex Albon, who's not ready for a staff discount just yet. Hamilton around the outside might get squeezed. Bottas is in the middle of a Ferrari and a Mercedes sandwich here, and Charles Leclerc has to back out because he was running out of track, and he's got no grip whatsoever out of some of these corners. That is hampering his race. Valtteri Bottas will see Charles Leclerc alongside him. Charles Leclerc will get ahead of Valtteri Bottas and does so, and all those moves keep Alex Albon 11th, Hamilton up to 12th, and then it is Charles Leclerc and the sprint further back. Lando Norris down the inside, bangs wheels with Alex Albon, and knows painfully what that's like at turn 4. Cost him a potential podium in a Grand Prix here a couple of years ago, but this time stays on the track. Does lose the position though. It's Oscar Piastri who's got past Alex Albon and Charles Leclerc.
Look, they're talking about it here. Perez is actually talking about turn 3 here, and Max is saying, no, I was out of control with the rear of the car, that's why you went wide. But then Max is probably going to come back at him and say, well, that's turn 3. Let's talk about turn 1.
Was Sergio ahead? Did he need to give a car's width? Had Max got every right to have a car's width?
Yeah, you need a car's width. You need a car's width.
But was he alongside and far enough?
He had a significant part of his car alongside him, and yeah, Max is. They're still talking about turn 3. They'll be cool about it afterwards. But yeah, Sergio's probably thinking, well, why did you push me out in turn 3? He couldn't have seen, of course, that the Red Bull and many other cars behind him as well were really teetering on the edge with adhesion on the rear tyres, and Max is trying to defend himself there. The thing is, he still did push his teammate off the track, but because he was out of control, not intentional, whereas the move across on the exit of turn 1, that was...
Managed to get off the line really quickly today.
Yeah, it was a good start. We had a good start and a bit of a fight with Max, ended up losing a position to Nico, which he was very strong in the first few laps, so it was quite hard to get by him.
It seemed like you went quite hard on your teammate there on the run up to turn 2, and then you felt that he blocked you in turn 3. Can you run us through that a little bit?
Yeah, I think Max was angry that I went into turn 2, but I didn't see him there. I just had a very bad turn 1, so I tried to protect. But once I realized that he was there, I opened up the door and gave the place back into turn 2. And but yeah, it's all fine. We just spoke about it because the visibility, although we were 1 and 2, it was very bad, the visibility out there.
What about the pace during the race? It seemed that after that turn 3 battle, turn 4 with Hulkenberg, you couldn't really seem to close that gap up anymore to Max.
Yeah, I think once I got Nico, it was all about managing the tire to make sure that we made it till the end, because otherwise it would have been really easy to really miss out, and especially with people boxing into the slicks. I think once I went by Nico, it was yeah, just bringing it home.
Tomorrow's another day. Congratulations.
Thank you.
The fans here are totally behind you, but it seems today you were unstoppable once again.
Yeah, the start wasn't ideal, bit of wheel spin, but yeah, after that, after lap 1, once we got back in the lead, yeah, it was good. I mean, just managing the tires, knowing that if it wasn't going to rain anymore, then, you know, 24 laps on an intermediate is quite a lot. But they were hanging in there. I think, of course, the last 5 laps, the slicks were quite a bit faster, but I think for us, like so far in the lead, it didn't make sense to pit, you know, and just yeah, we just hang in there with the inters, which worked well.
Well, it seemed today the only obstacles for you were potentially that start and then your teammate on the way up to turn 3. Can you talk us through those 2 incidents?
Yeah, it was a little bit of a hairy moment out of turn 1, and of course, you know, when you get forced onto the grass, it's very slippery, but we managed to keep the car under control, and from there onwards we just did our race again.
Well, you had fantastic pace. That's 8 points in the bag. Congratulations.
Thank you.